what are these expectorants? So, expectorants are the agents. See, the word expectorate, it's a Latin word actually. The word expectorate is a Latin word which means to drive away from the chest. To drive away from the chest. Means these are the agents which are used for removing the sputum from the respiratory tract. So, these are the agents which are used to remove the sputum from the respiratory tract system. So, agents which are used for removing the sputum or phlegm or mucus from the respiratory tract. Okay, so which is expelled by coughing, and that will be expelled through coughing. So, what is this cough? So, cough is a vital defense mechanism. It is our vital defense mechanism. So, this cough will be of again two types, that is productive cough and non-productive cough. And in the productive cough, we are going to by coughing, the mucus or whatever the phlegm that is accumulated in our respiratory tract system gets expelled out if we cough hard. And next, non-productive cough. So, in the non-productive cough, the whatever the irritants that we have inhaled, like dust particles or any pollen grains and everything, and this occurs at the end of the cold also in order to expel that irritants. So, it is a vital part of our defense mechanism. So, by expel, these are the agents which are used for removing the sputum from the respiratory tract by coughing by two mechanisms, either by decreasing the viscosity or increasing the fluidity. This first one, and second one by increasing the volume of the fluids. Increasing the volume of respiratory fluids. So, what happens by increasing the volume of fluids? It gets expelled out of the respiratory tract system by coughing. Okay, so these are the agents which are used for removing the sputum from the respiratory tract system, either by decreasing the viscosity or by increasing the fluidity or by increasing the volume of fluid so that it will be expelled out of the respiratory tract system by coughing. Right, coming to the types of this expectorants. So, these expectorants are mainly divided into two types. So, one is sedative expectorants and second one is stimulant expectorants. These are of two types, sedative and stimulant expectorants. So, what is the sedative expectorants? So, these are the agents which act by irritating the gastric mucosa. So, they act, sedative expectorants mainly act by irritating the gastric mucosa. Gastric mucosa. Thereby, it causes the secretion of, it increases the bronchial secretions. So, examples of this sedative expectorants includes potassium iodide. And next one is stimulant. Stimulant expectorant. So, the stimulant expectorants act by directly stimulating the secretory cells of respiratory tract. They directly or indirectly directly or indirectly stimulates the secretory cells of respiratory tract system. Secretory cells of respiratory tract system. So, these are the two types. Okay, so one is sedative type and other one is stimulant type. So, sedative types are those act by irritating the gastric mucosa, example potassium iodide, and other one is stimulant type, and this act either directly or indirectly and by stimulating the secretory cells of respiratory tract system. And examples of this stimulant type includes ammonium chloride, ammonium acetate, and ammonium carbonate. Ammonium carbonate. Right. This is about expectorants.